Good day, fellow learners. In this video, we will learn about the importance and uses of music on radio. Also, in the last part, we will be discussing the importance of silence on radio. According to our reference book, on radio, music performs two functions, for aesthetic appreciation and for signifying something. One of the world's leading music companies, Universal Music, in its article titled "Why Production Music for Radio is Vital for Engaging Your Audience," explains that soundtracks, sound beds, and sound effects matter in every medium that has an audio component. As an audio-only media, the effect of music in radio is greatly amplified. Universal Music also notes that whether you're working for a station, creating ads for local businesses, or producing a professional podcast, you need a large production music library for radio to ensure that you have the right options at your fingertips. How you choose your backing and transition tracks is completely up to you, but it's always important that you use high-quality audio on your show in your content. It adds from strong beats that are designed to pump up potential customers to calming music for a mellow afternoon chat with a leading academic. It pays to have a lot of choices when you're working on your content. According to Boris Kremenlyev in his article titled "Background Music for Radio Drama" for the Hollywood Quarterly in 1949, radio background music like music in opera, motion pictures, musical comedy, ballet, and television serves essentially to create atmosphere and heighten emotion. Kremenlyev adds, music keeps the story moving by giving it color and by holding the attention of the listeners, and it has an added special function peculiar to the medium because it must attempt, together with the narrator and sound effects, to compensate for the missing visual image. In another article, Why It's Important to Select the Best Background Music for News Productions, Universal Music highlights, music is a key part of any news broadcast. Whether you're producing a radio show, putting together a segment for the nightly news on TV, or even doing a fictional news program for a movie, ad spot, or comedy sketch, it's important to have the right breaking news music. It adds, news background music and sound effects have two main effects on your audience. First, the right music can tell the viewer or listener that it's time to focus on something serious. This is especially important when you are producing news updates on the radio or interrupting a television program with a breaking story. Secondly, music helps form a brand connection, making your programming more memorable and hopefully causing your audience to tune in again and again. So far, we have seen that music on radio, whether as background music or as effects, is vital for engaging the audience. It serves to create atmosphere, heightens emotions, keeps the story moving, compensates for the missing visual effects, tells listeners to focus, and helps form a brand connection. Now, let us come to the specific uses of music on radio. The first is music as boundary and program frame. For radio program producers, it has become a practice to use snippets of commercial music or specially composed short melodies to denote program beginnings and program endings. Segments of magazine or variety radio programs are also being marked by musical closing or opening stingers. In addition, music sets the tone of the program, whether it's a children's show, drama, news, comedy, documentary, or farm program. The second is music as a link. Like the closing and opening of curtains in between acts in a theater play, quick pieces of music are often played between the scenes of a radio drama or between segments of long programs. Third, music sets the mood. To serve as a clue or to enhance feelings portrayed in a drama, appropriate mood music is played. It is placed as background, usually sneak in or sneak out. Musical chords are used as punctuators to highlight an action or statement. Fourth, music as sound effects. In order to mark scenes like battle, a saloon, or a Spanish setting, the producer selects signifying music. Special music could be created in more sophisticated productions. Now that we have tackled the importance and uses of music for radio, here are some tips on how to properly choose music, whether as signature, theme, bridge, background, stinger, sound effects, or musical piece. First, use music appropriate to the mood and content of the production. Choosing music that aligns with the mood and content of the radio production is crucial. It's essential to select music that complements the story's emotional tone and narrative, ensuring that it adds depth and resonance to the overall listening experience. Second, avoid excessive use of music for background or for establishing the mood. While music is a powerful tool in radio, overusing it as background or mood setting, music can be counterproductive. Excessive music can become distracting and dilute the impact of key moments. It is important to strike a balance. Music should enhance the story and not overshadow it. Third, use craft in fading in and fading out, or in sneaking in and sneaking out of music. Overall, skillful fading, sneaking, and subtle use of music contribute to a polished and immersive listening experience. That is why for the final part, we are going to look at some music application techniques. Number 1, fade in. Starting music from nothing and then slowly bringing it up to a desired level. Number 2, fading out. Bringing down the music from an existing level to 0. Number 3, fade down. Bringing down music from a certain level to a lower optimum level. Number 4, fade under. Bringing down the loudness of music to a background level. Number 5, sustain. Keeping a constant level of music over a certain period of time during the show. Number 6, crossfade. Bringing down one music simultaneously with the fading up of a second piece. Number 7, sneak in. Introducing music slowly during the dialogue or speech such that it is practically unnoticed to help enhance the mood of a scene. Number 8, sneak out. Fading out of a piece of music when it is no longer relevant without listeners noticing that you are doing so. And finally, number 9, segue. Playing the succeeding music immediately after the last note of the previous music. After learning about music on radio, let us briefly discuss the importance and use of silence on radio. According to our reference book, silence is often associated with the lack of activity or nothing is happening. However, it can also be intentionally utilized to convey something. For example, a moment to contemplate. Additionally, it can be employed to increase the audience's engagement during specific action scenes. Also, a deliberate pause in sounds, music, and dialogue can be used to intensify dramatic scenes or to emphasize a humorous punchline. Moreover, Oscar Lindskog on Medium.com enumerated 4 reasons why silence is effective. First, silence surprises. He explains, in silence, sudden noises can scare us or delight us, but we will be so much more likely to remember the message. Second, silence sometimes speaks louder. And third, Lindskog noted that constant sound is tiring. Number 4, or fourth, he says that silence can be an audio branding tool. And that's all. Thank you for listening.